What is up, guys? It's AG here, coming back to you with another movie review. So this one is gonna be for the movie Now You See Me, Now You Don't, that came out this year. So I actually did record the whole video last night, and then when I went to review it, come to find out, my mic actually wasn't on, so it captured no audio. So when I went to review it, it was just like dead silent with the silent trailer in the background, and it was already like 1:30, 2 o'clock after editing the first one, and then when I went to go, edit this one, and I realized there was no audio. So I was like, I just have to do it tomorrow, after school and all that stuff. But without further ado, let's get into some of the background. So this movie would be the third installment in the Now You See Me movies, which are centered around the magicians called the Four Horsemen. Every movie has had a group called the Four Horsemen in it, whether they are swapping one horseman for another. But in this third one, they are actually introducing three new horsemen and having the one from the first film and the one from the second film in this film as well. So it's kind of like a passing the torch kind of thing going on, which is always nice. Showing out for the new generation and all that stuff. But yeah, I mean, they still have like the big names like Eisenberg, Harrelson, Franco, Fisher, and Freeman. Of course, he makes his return in these films as well. He's also in this film. I believe he's in all three. He's a pretty big part of it. But yeah, let's just try to get into the plot. So in this movie, the Horsemen are reunited. Like I was saying earlier, there's going to be 5 of them, and then 3 newcomers. This is a new generation, and they follow a high-stakes plot revolving around a diamond that is worth like $500 million. And that's something obviously that's very expensive, very, valuable to the, I believe the antagonist is called like Vanderberg. So she inherited the diamond from her father and all that stuff, which is why it's in her possession, and she's using it to make money, and part of why she's actually bad. If you haven't seen these movies, they like to like take from the rich and give to the poor kind of thing. So in this movie, it's definitely the same, where she money launders her money, rents in her money, and gives what's the word? Profits and money to like arms dealers, drug traffickers, just people that are generally not good people. And that's how she rinses her money to make it clean, and shows that she has billions from making these deals when she actually she just needs a way to make it look clean and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, so she is the main antagonist and all that stuff. We already talked about the new horseman, new generation, and stuff. So yeah, I mean, I don't really want to spoil this one. So usually there's like a big twist for all these magic movies, and this would be no different. So they would have a big twist. I don't really want to spoil, like I was saying earlier, but it is pretty good. I remember some of the script I had from yesterday when I was recording this video. I was going over it, and for the twist, you have to like kind of predict who it is and things like that. And I just remember talking about the Scream franchise, where it's very common for you to predict who the killer would be and all that stuff. And this movie is no different, where there's always a twist villain kind of thing, or twist reveal. And when I do watch the Scream franchise, I remember I think it was the first one's definitely my favorite, but the second one is where I believe I was like I have like a losing record on guessing who the killer is, and especially in the new like reboots, I know for a fact I was wrong. Who would be the suspected killer? But in this one, like this movie, I was actually able to guess it, and I was in the theater and I took a screenshot or just a picture of the guy on the screen. I was like, "Yo, this is the guy. Like this is the guy that is, the eye, which is a pretty big plot point, but we'll go back to that in just a second. But this guy's the eye, and then at the end of the movie, I took another picture where he was all fancied up and dressed up, and I was like, yeah. I just was so glad I was able to finally get one right because I usually am not even close when it comes to guessing the twist villain or twist reveal at the end. But yeah, so going back to touch on the eye, so the four horsemen are reunited by the eye. So they they receive these tarot cards, and it's basically like a call to action kind of thing. So it calls them to join the heist. So first it just starts out with like Jesse Eisenberg's character, and then slowly it reveals, oh, this guy's here and this guy's here. Like, Woody Harrelson's character, Franco's character, they're all kind of revealed. And even like the fifth horseman was revealed later in the movie. But they were all originally called there by the tarot cards. So that would be, like the call to action. And I don't want to say like who exactly is the eye, but that's kind of like the big mystery at the end of the movie that is revealed. And it does kind of make sense. I really like movies that, they give you hints, they give you like foreshadowing and stuff, where, one of the characters is like, oh, why do you know so much about this stuff? Or, oh, I didn't really find anything on you when I was looking you up. And, I just love when directors just put that kind of stuff in the movie where it's like great foreshadowing, not where the twist comes out of nowhere. And, people try to look back on like, oh, why is this guy, he has no motive and stuff. That kind of is what makes like a bad movie, like, not a good movie. But as far as this movie, and I know I did the Wicked review earlier, and I'd say these are some pretty good sweet sequels. I've seen the two previous movies besides this one, and I would definitely say that this is probably, I was going on a limb and say it might be the best one. I'm not sure if they had like pretty stellar reviews, and in the theaters, the first two, I just remember enjoying them when they came out on DVD, and they came out for like home viewing, not really in the theaters and stuff like that. That's when I was able to view them. But I remember, having a good time watching those. But as far as this one, where I was actually able to watch in the theater, it was definitely like worth the watch, I'd say. I'm not too sure when it came out. I think it said November 14th. Today is the 25th, so it's been out for like 11 days. Usually movies like these don't stay in the theaters too long, but I would say it is worth the watch with a good audience. I definitely had a good audience in my theater where they were really into it and all that stuff. Some people were gasping, at the reveals and all that stuff, and it really just adds to the movie if you're able to watch it in the theaters. But it's not always something that is plausible. So if you have to, just like wait for it on DVD or wait for it on like home release and stuff like that. But I did have a script for this video that I had yesterday, and I could not find the script, so we're just kind of like winging it a little bit. But I do remember what I finished on. So I remember what I finished on would be the guy who was revealed to be the eye, and all that stuff was talking about the cards are dealt in life and stuff like that. And I can't remember exactly how it went, but it was something along the lines of you make magic with the cards you are dealt. So it basically just means like, you make the best of your situation and all that stuff. And I feel like that is really like just a really good message because this day and age with how everything is going, the economy and whatnot and all that stuff, I know in Wicked, for good, how there's always like an authoritarian vibe, like looming over the movie, because that is like the main antagonist is like the headmistress of the it's called Shiz University, I believe, which is like the magic academy that they were all studied at and stuff. But it's always like, authoritarian, and then there's like the little guy, the everyman, which would be these characters who, they try to take him the rich and give to the poor, redistribute the wealth and all that stuff, which is always very good. I feel that's a very good message to have in this day and age, just because a lot of people are, struggling a little bit, and, just the way things are, just to kind of make the best of your situation, and, always try to prevail. I feel like that's really important, just for humankind and stuff like that. Kind of like the indomitable human spirit, where it's like no matter what the odds look like, how things are looking, you can always improve and put effort rather than just give up. And I feel like that is a very good message for this movie. But yeah, just kind of running through the script that I had, that I could find. Yeah, I mean, that pretty much would be summarizing the movie. I mean, there's probably like a few key points I may not have touched on. If somebody who have seen the movie and thinks I missed like a key point or two, go ahead, just like throw it in the comments. Just for, the fellow watchers, that would help. I do want this channel to be more of not just me and like my voice. I want the voice of, the subscribers, the commentators, everyone else. I just want people to just really give me their thoughts on it, and just something that we kind of build together. But yeah, just a little announcement. I was able to get the TikTok up and running, so I just made like a brand new account. I just thought it wouldn't be worth the trouble to try and scrub clean the other TikTok and then reuse it. So I'm gonna go ahead and change that link up today, and then that's gonna be the link for the TikTok. And then if you do happen to see this right when it uploads, I am going to be streaming. It's going to be a school study centered streaming after this one. I'm trying to at least get this project done I have to do in like under 4 hours, which may not be possible because it's a pretty hefty project. But if you do happen to see this right when it goes up, feel free to check out the Twitch. I'll just be streaming on there my little project I have to do. And then I will change that TikTok link. It should be updated everywhere else but YouTube, but after I get this up, I'll be able to change that link. But yeah, I mean, that pretty much like wraps it up. I just want to say thank you guys for listening. I do try to do daily uploads. I may not get one tomorrow because I should be able to get one tomorrow actually, but Thursday would be Thanksgiving. I'm not sure I'll be able to do one unless I pre-record one and upload it on Thursday. But yeah, just want to thank you guys for listening. Feel free to check out the Twitch and TikTok. We're trying to grow this community and all that stuff, and I do say it almost every video. Once we get things rolling, we'll do like the giveaways I was planning on doing. That is going to be like a very big part of this channel. But yeah, just want to say thank you guys. Hope you guys have a nice day. Thank you.